Hello everyone, friends. My name is Mila and welcome to my channel about beautiful knitting. In this video, I invite you to check out new ideas for knitting jacquards and jacquard sweaters that have recently been published in the latest magazines or by designers. It's autumn now and it's the perfect time to knit yourself a beautiful and cozy jacquard. So let's get started. And the first jacquard I want to show you was published this season on the website. And the designer, the author of this jacquard is, I will leave all the links in the description. I really like this jacquard. I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with these shades. It's a very beautiful combination of soft beige and a bright terracotta with brown in the original. I like this delicate, sophisticated pattern with roses and leaves. You know, it kind of gives off a vibe like it's from a vintage magazine, but clearly reimagined in a new modern way. I like this kind of vintage modernity. I like the harmony of this pattern. I like the sophistication of these roses. I mean, on the one hand, they're kind of like jacquard roses, you know, but on the other hand, it all looks very harmonious, beautiful, and magnificent. The colors here are chosen just perfectly. You can also see works made from this pattern that was purchased, and people share their creations and their photos. And here you can see what color combinations are used. For example, a bright red shade with white roses on it, or dark blue-black colors with delicate beige or white roses on them, or conversely, bright red or, for example, blue roses on a white background. You can see various ideas here. I really like that. There is a beautiful color combination here and everyone can choose an option that suits them. It's also important to note here that this sweater is knitted in an unusual way. First, a small piece of the front is knitted, then a piece of the back, then stitches are cast on for the sleeve, and everything is knitted together in the round with increases along the sleeve and the body. And then the jacquard pattern is knitted in the round, and only after that is it separated into individual parts. But look at how interesting and unusual this is. I've never seen this knitting method before, so it will probably be interesting to try. Overall, I liked both the pattern, the knitting method, and the jacquard itself. I liked everything about it, so I will probably be happy to try starting to knit this sweater. The next jacquard is simply a magnificent design from the Novita magazine. It's a knitted dress with a small pattern, and in general, I love small patterns. I'm even planning a video with these kinds of jacquards, specifically small ones, where every element matters, where each piece is a puzzle of a big picture. And here we see such a beautiful, magnificent knitted dress. Look at how harmoniously the autumn shades are combined here, all set against a light gray background. Here there's a bit of brown, a bit of white, and this brick terracotta, red, orange, a little bit of green that's also somewhat muted, and there's mustard yellow as well. Everything is beautifully combined. I really like it. And this dress, this sweater dress is knit from top to bottom, so you can make it either as a sweater or as a dress. Let's take a look at the next sweater. And this is a jacquard with incredibly cute bows. I don't know what it is about them that caught my eye, why they touched me so much, you could say, in a good way, but these bows are wonderful. I like how they are made. They're quite neat and you can clearly see that they're bows, meaning they're beautiful. The jacquard pattern itself is quite beautiful, sophisticated, with a bit of, a French style to it, almost a little bit of a Christmas vibe. So I don't know exactly what struck me so much here, but there's this atmosphere of romance, a certain French chic present in this sweater, and I really liked that. I looked at other works by this designer and saw that she uses a lot of lace with a bit of a vintage style. And this sweater, this jacquard, I think it fits perfectly into that overall slightly romantic and slightly vintage concept. And I think I captured its mood correctly, the French chic with a touch of romance. That's why I'm happy to suggest that you knit this model yourself and give it a try, because I loved everything about it. The color combination, the overall atmosphere, the concept, and these bows along with this little carousel-like detail without any distracting elements. I think everything here is just perfect. An excellent sweater, an excellent jacquard. Another rich jacquard, a jacquard sweater. This is a model from the Novita magazine. And here too, it's a very vibrant sweater. It's filled with a jacquard pattern. Some parts are larger, some are smaller, and it varies throughout. On the yoke, the pattern is a bit different than on the body. All of it transitions smoothly from one part to another. And here, several shades alternate, a beautiful mustard yellow together with a calm brown, almost gray-brown and white. The pattern is very rich, almost a bit dazzling to the eyes. But if you make it, for example, in a solid color, and I think the sleeves are missing this jacquard pattern here, I feel like they rushed a bit to finish this sweater, in my opinion, because it's really missing jacquard on the sleeves to make it fully, completely covered in jacquard. So for my taste, I would make this sweater two-toned and fill the sleeves with a jacquard pattern. And I would end up with a colorful, bright, fully jacquard sweater. But that's just my taste. I also like this version in the magazine. It's kind of lighter, and here it's more expressive. These colors, after all, they sort of separate the jacquard yoke from the body and the sleeves from the yoke. So it also looks interesting. If you like these kinds of fully patterned sweaters, then this jacquard will be perfect for you. The next sweater that caught my eye is by a designer from Norway. She's quite well known, she has a lot of works, and she even has a collaboration with a brand. In general, I like this absolutely new sweater. It has just been knitted, there are no other photos, nothing else, just this video on Instagram. But I can already see the potential in this sweater, in this jacquard, because I really liked it. It's very difficult to incorporate leopard print into everyday life, and not everyone dares to wear a leopard sweater like that just in daily life because it's quite bold and attracts attention. But here I think the creator managed to perfectly integrate this leopard pattern, blending it into such a beautiful green palette. Look at how beautifully everything matches, how there are several types of jacquard here, several types of patterns. In general, this is something absolutely new and interesting for me, so of course I brought it to show you. This pattern hasn't been released yet. I'll be keeping an eye on this creator's updates, and as soon as it's available, I'll let you know right away because I'll be following it myself. I really liked this sweater. I would also like to knit a jumper like this for myself. I don't know if the designer will present it in any other colors, but let's think about what shades it could be. I like this muted green, but I think I'd also like to see this jumper in a classic beige brown, and maybe it would look good in black or some dark gray as well. In general, there are a lot of interesting color combinations here, maybe even in blue or light blue. So this leopard print definitely takes this model to another level. It's more stylish, more interesting in my opinion. In short, I'll be looking forward to this model with great pleasure. Here's another new jacquard design from the Novita magazine. This model features a larger jacquard pattern. You can see that the jacquard pattern here is quite large and voluminous, standing out with these white diamonds and white elements set against a dark brown background. And a bit of mustard color has been added here for an accent. I included this jacquard as an idea because I know that many people like these large elements in jacquard patterns. They also look quite striking. Take a look. This sweater definitely draws attention. The way these elements are arranged is quite interesting, and overall it looks very harmonious. That's why I also liked this option. Here, in this model, it's presented in a rather contrasting version, with white diamonds on a dark brown background. But I think it would look perfect here in a more related color scheme, like a soft beige paired with a slightly darker beige, about half a tone deeper. And so to make sure this jacquard stands out but doesn't get lost, I think a large pattern like this would be just perfect for this color palette. So if you're looking for a jacquard for this kind of color scheme, this is the ideal option. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was useful and interesting for you and that you found an inspiring idea for your knitting, and I'll see you in the next episodes. Subscribe. Thank you and see you soon.